Hey everybody, it's Mark here, advisor for Berkleemusic. I just wanted to do another blog about slide because it's been a large portion of my energy for the past couple months. So last time I talked more about actually using the slide, but what I've found through my process of playing in open E tuning is, the kind of hurdle you have to get over as a guitarist who plays in standard tuning a lot. And I mean, I'm 33, and I've been playing guitar for about 22, 23 years, and that's all been in standard tuning and maybe drop D in middle school. But I've never really played in alternate tunings this much. So what I've had to do is, on my gig with my band, I have to bring 3 guitars to my gigs, which is crazy, and it seems weird, and I'm like trying to get comfortable with the fact that I'm bringing 3 guitars because it seems pompous. But reason for that is I have one guitar that I have in standard tuning that I use most of the night, and then a second guitar that's tuned down a whole step for 5 or 6 songs that are, depending on the night, what we play. Some of which are my tunes, some are which of transposed covers that we do. And then third is I bring this guitar to play slide with. Now, some of the tunes that I do on this guitar are going to be more finger picking and fretting the instrument more than just playing slide the whole time. More of the slide element is when I'm bringing in more improvisational ideas, or we may do a Clapton tune that I play in open E that's more of a... Well, I'll use the slide on those parts in between little licks that I'm playing between the 12-bar phrases. So most of the time I'm playing, chords, triads, and other things that I have to be aware of my theory and know the neck and know the tuning to transpose that theory from standard tuning onto this neck, which is in open E. So the first thing that I did when doing that is, okay, so let's talk about C major. There's your C major chord on the 8th fret, right? Just bar the whole thing across. I don't know if you can see that. Doing this on an iPhone again, so but yeah, just all the way across on your 10th fret, or your 8th fret, I'm sorry, is your C. Now when I put my pinky on the 11th fret of the B string, your 2nd string, that's where I usually get my dominant 7th chords. That's an advantage for playing in open E, is you've got that whole bar, and this voicing sounds really cool. Same thing if you were doing like an E-shaped bar chord, like that, and then you put your pinky on that, 11th fret of that B string. You're gonna get the same voicing. But this is just, it's really comfortable. I mean, you could sit on this all day. And what I did is, the first thing I did was, okay, so now I know, the B string and the E string on top are the same as standard tuning, so I know where all those notes are. I feel comfortable with that. So changing that major chord is just, half steps away in a lot of different directions. So what we can do is we can take that major chord and analyze where are the intervals. So the 6th string is your C, so that's your root. Your 5th string is going to be your 5th, which is, the string open is B. So right here we've got a G. So originally, this is going to get all theoretical, but originally on your 5th string, this fret would have been an F. But the fact that we raised the pitch of the string a whole step is going to give you that G right there. And then we go to the 4th string. This string is tuned up a whole step to E. So now this string is your octave. So, which is kind of cool because I use that sometimes. Just to move octaves around like that. It's a pretty cool tune. And also, those bottom 3 strings, it's a power chord. So you can move that all over just like you play in drop D. Same idea, those bottom 3 strings are going to be a power chord. We move to the 3rd string, that's where your major 3rd is. So that's your little sweet note right there. So if we want to change that down a half step, that is where your minor chord comes in. So major, minor, and all I'm doing is I'm shifting that note on the 3rd string down a half step. So I'm on the 8th fret and then I'm on the 7th fret. Alright, so if I want to take those strings and play the full major chord, we get to that 2nd string, that's going to be your 5th again, which once again you got octaves on your 5th string and your 2nd string. Which is useful. Same thing if you're doing more jazz related. You can do a lot of cool stuff. Obviously that was just major scale. So what I did originally is I would, and so forth, so on, go down, up and down the major scale. And you'll learn, you know, the shapes and everything like that. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to be able to go back and forth, at least to start, with finding my dominant 7th chord, my major 7th chords, and my minor chords. The first thing you should do is do your major chords and your minor chords. And when I play a minor chord for a C minor, what I'll do is, it's almost like a G shape. If you're used to playing G in 1st position, you know, down here, then you do the same thing, but you take your 1st finger and put that on the 7th fret. So what you've got is your root, your minor 3rd, your 5th, and your root. So there's your triad, which is pretty cool. What I've been doing, and I wanted to use Sissy Strut as a reference, the Meters tune, because everyone knows that song and we can all kind of relate to it. What we've got in that tune is we've got kind of a mixture of minor sounds, the minor 3rd and the major 3rd, throughout that tune. When I play it, the melody, obviously, okay, I had to find those triads, those 2 chords after the melody, and what those chords are, it's B flat and F. So we're starting in C, and that's going to be the pentatonic scale, and I'll talk about that in a second video. These chords are B flat, so just barring the 6th fret, the top 3 strings, and then usually your triad would be that D shape. Well, what's changed about that is instead of being here, alright, we're going to go down a half step. So we got an augmented thing here. Go down a half step to the 4th fret, and there's your F triad. Now it takes some time to get used to it, but once you've got it all together, there you go. You're playing Sissy Strut and open E. And then when you get to the solo section, you can pull your slide out and feel comfortable, you know, dropping your slide licks in. What's nice about open E too is when you move to the B section, when we do it kind of like Schofield does it, where you go to the an A flat for the B section. So I move down here to the 4th fret, and I'm in A flat. Okay. What's nice about this is I'll do these little thirds, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard people do this. So that's a lot easier in open E. You're just barring. So anyway, I'm going to kind of just talk a little bit more in another video. We're going to do the second one, talk more about the pentatonic scale and how to get comfortable with that. And yeah, continue with that. So hold on one second. Second video coming up.